Hi, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on the Legoted TV radio. My name is Daffy Mathias. So you love to call me the Legoted One Sport. Sorry, we had a technical problem. I had to fix it. The application we're using, I don't know, kind of like conspiring against us, but we would get there. Do you speak French? No, I don't speak French, but my daughter do. My daughter speaks French. My son speaks Spanish, but I don't speak French. I speak English. I speak Urobo, and then I speak gibberish, and then I speak in tongues. I speak in tongues. You speak in tongues? I speak in tongues. Well, I also speak football. I speak football a lot. I'm very fluent in football. That's a language. I have a PhD in footballology, right? Okay, so let's talk about football. Let's talk football today. Guys, you know how it is on the show. You get in on the show, and then we bring up all the talking point from the weekend. Thank you very much to everybody who was part of comment section in the last two videos that I uploaded. The one for Saturday, the Liverpool game, and then the one for yesterday, the Arsenal game. Very beautiful. I like the fact that you people are really taking up to the questions that are raised in the shows, and we keep finding ways to improve what we do, our content creation and all that. Like I always say, that's what we look forward to doing, and we'll keep doing them until we get the very best out of what we do. Having said that, let's go to the conversation of today. The BBC is in disarray, okay? The BBC is in crisis. And please, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us to grow. That's the job that I do, and I want to be a very massive YouTuber, not just in Nigeria, but in the whole of Africa, and matching up with the best in the world. And your subscription will do us a whole lot of good. And if you like what we do, send us thanks, send us super chat, and be a member. Okay, sign up to be a member so that you can have some exclusive content and some very, very special perks that goes to our members. Having said that, let's go to the conversation of the day. I'm going to start at the doorstep of our West London solid team, Chelsea. They seem to be on the recovery match now. They're on the bend. They seem to They seem to be getting some good results in the last three games. They've done well, but there's a big elephant in the room, and we need to start dealing with that elephant as early as possible. So Inter Milan have said to themselves, yeah, I mean, this is a player that has commanded over 300 million in transfer fee in the last couple of years, going and coming back everywhere he's gone. Combined is 300 million, and then he also scored over 330 goals. So it's not like he's not brought returns for that, but lately it's become the elephant in the room. And as it stands today, based on today's information, Chelsea doesn't look like they want him back. At the same time, the clause to buy him outrightly, he's on loan at Inter Milan. Inter Milan are also not interested. They think that he's gone from a big man goal scorer, center forward, to a big man flop. So, what would you advise? Because it definitely at the end of the season will be coming back to Chelsea. And Chelsea doesn't really have a center forward. Let's be very honest here. Are you guys going to say Chelsea, bring him back, let him come, and then maybe if Graham Potter stays, Graham Potter might just be the one who turns things around for him. Remember what Mikel Arteta did with Granit Xhaka? So it is possible that there is a coach that have not, touched the right buttons in Lukaku, and a coach might just be that Graham Potter, and that might just be Graham Potter's greatest success story. What's your advice to Chelsea and to Lukaku in this scenario? Because Chelsea, ordinarily don't want him back, not just because of his on-the-field ability, but that interview that he did when Thomas Tuchel was still around, still something that, like they say, the internet doesn't forget. It's just something that still holds till today. Don't forget that it is interview that got him out of Chelsea. It is also interview with Piers Morgan that got Cristiano Ronaldo out of Manchester United. Now he's playing in Saudi Arabia, earning 178 million per annum, but at the same time getting fans booing him and shouting Messi every time at him. Small children in Saudi Arabia, those children, they don't get chills. So yeah, their parents are so rich, so they don't see Cristiano Ronaldo as a superstar. They just see him as one guy that they are their rich parents are collectively gathering money to pay, so they can rubbish him if they want to. Well, it's not greatest of all time in Saudi Arabia as far as they're concerned. Whatever he does, that's their business. Well, let's come back again and look at refereeing in the Premier League. Well, I'm one of those persons who believe that the Premier League is rigged. I've always said that, and I'm going to continuously say it. People might not like it, people might be angry, but I believe that from what I've seen all through the years. I've also said that the 13th title that Sir Alex Ferguson won for Manchester United, Ferguson won for Manchester United, 9 of them were cheating. I don't care what anybody says, but I think 9 of them were cheating. Maybe 4 were just genuinely won. The others were cheating, as far as I'm concerned. And every season, you see that strategically the Premier League referees decide where the title goes. They decide how the swing of the title race is, as well as who gets relegated and all that. And I think that they all work with instruction. Let me give you a very clear example. So the referee that was at the VAR Manchester United versus who did they play against? Southampton, was the guy last week who was in charge of the Leicester City game. Exactly what happened, that he called the referee's attention after giving a yellow card to Casemiro to say go back and watch it and give a red card, happened in the game that he was at the center and he didn't give a red card. All of a sudden, his eyes are not clear. You know, this whole thing, that drama. Yeah, all of a player that have played over 500 games, if I'm not mistaken, and not consistent with red card. I'm talking about Casemiro. All of a sudden, come to England, not really a hard tackler in the mold of Patrick Vieira or Roy Keane, but I mean, more like every game now he gets a red card. Why is that so? So I want to get your take on it. If you saw the Manchester United Southampton game, would you, if you were the center referee in that game, would you give a red card in that situation, in that scenario? I just want to know that your opinion on this one. I mean, this is Monday. We're going to leave back all the things that happened. Now, there's a new sentence. There's a new sentence in town. There's a new advice in town. When somebody in your family is not consistent, today they will do right, tomorrow they will do terrible wrong. Again, you just, you don't know where to place them. Don't just say, don't be a Liverpool. Once you tell the person, don't be a Liverpool, in the person, it's obvious that the person is not a consistent person. You cannot bank on the person. You cannot count on the person. And before the Fulham Arsenal game, everybody was saying, "Oh, Edafe, if you have access to the coach of the Super Eagles, I don't have access to him anyway." But I don't know why people think that I have. Some people just think that I have powers that I don't have, and I wish I have those kind of powers. Yeah, the other day somebody sent me a message that Jean Noble's money have not been paid, $25,000 or $20,000. I should get involved. I was like, I don't work for the NFF. I don't work in CBN. But hey, well, I got involved anyway. So all of you guys that are talking about that money, guys, calm down. Okay, this is not like, I've seen people write all sort of things. Oh, some staff in the NFF have eaten the money. Please, that's not the truth. So anything you see concerning that money and you hear somebody say the people have eaten that money, that's not the truth. So just stay away from it. It was just a mistake that happened, and somehow it's taking longer than expected, but it's a mistake. It's a genuine mistake, and they're going about it. It will be sorted out. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still going to make a few calls after my show today. But guys, just take it down. I don't like the fact a bank. I heard allegedly that a bank in the US just closed down, and I was saying to myself that if that happened, a 40-year-old bank in the US just closed down. If that happened in Nigeria, people would, Nigeria is shit. Nigeria is this. Nigeria is a zoo. They can't even secure people's money. Come on, this has happened. Okay, so let's calm down and stop tearing down the nation just because of somebody's $25,000. As much as I know that money is big, it will solve a lot of problem, and the player needs it. And then it so happened to be the only home-based player in the team that it happened to. I understand all the sentiment, but sentiment does not mean we should destroy our nation just because we want to be sentimental. Having said that, let's move forward. So let's talk about Arsenal a bit. Yesterday, I did extensively talk about the tactics, what makes Arsenal tick, and all that. Today, I'm also going to let you guys, put up a lot of questions and answers. So if you notice, I'm not doing the new segment today. I'm going to let you guys lead the charge today. I've got a meeting with Alibaba after my show as well. So I'm going to try. There's not going to be added time more than 5 or 10 minutes. The time that we didn't make up. This show is still going to be 1 hour. So let's try as much as possible to start the conversation pretty early, whether on Instagram or on YouTube. Now it's over to you guys. Let's get the show running. Okay, so let's go from the top on Instagram and take up all the comments that you guys have brought in. Okay, my French friend was greeting me, And fire me, where have you been? Fire me for the same morning, boss. Morning to you. And then bonjour, monsieur. Yes. English, Yoruba, and German. Oh, German. I'm telling my daughter that she should learn German. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's very, very good. English, Yoruba, and German. That's good. I speak English, I speak Urubu, I speak football, and then I speak in tongue. Okay. Casemiro there, Ted Laws. I don't know. I don't know what it means. Though. Steve Oko say good morning, boss. He said I speak French, German, Chinese, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, amongst other language. I'm glad to be here. Damn. We need to be friends. I'll follow you after this show. I'll definitely follow you. I like people speak a lot of language. Like my mom speaks a whole lot of language. She speaks French, she speaks Galaj, she speaks Bini. I don't know where she went to learn all those things. Just speak any kind of language like that. And she just died like that too. Okay, I remember you from Brilla FM days. Okay, thank you very much. That's been a while. That's my old life. This is my new life. This is my best life. Okay, and the best is yet to come. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, he said, do you speak French, boss? No, I don't. I don't speak French at all, at all. Okay, I think I've answered all that questions before. Language of heaven, okay? He said, I love football too. Okay, good, that's fine. And then he said, Buenos dias a todos, okay? That's Spanish, in case you guys are wondering what language is that. He said, Confro Dios todos está bien. That's also Spanish. And this guy, you just show yourself. Okay, and then he said, don't be a Liverpool. Yes, don't be a Liverpool. Be consistent. Let's stand in one place so that we know where you belong. It's somebody who is today is here, tomorrow is there. That's a Liverpool. Say, hey, stop it. Don't be a Liverpool. Be an Arsenal. Let's know where you belong. Okay, or be a Napoli. That's a consistent person. That person have integrity. That person you can bank on that person. But when somebody is not stable, he's unstable as the water. He's not there. He doesn't come on time. He doesn't do the things that he promised to do. That's a Liverpool. So don't be a Liverpool. Okay, that's in English. Bros, you have the power. Oh, okay. You say you are in the corridor. Respect, man. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, the side corridor. I want to enter house. I don't come up for corridor. I want to enter the room or the parlor. Okay, very me. Fortunately, say I believe it was a red card according to the rule of the game. But I think the issue is the Liverpool nature of England referee. Okay. Salute. I like how you use that. I like how you use that. That just sits in very well. Okay, that just sits in very well. See, referees in England, please don't be a Liverpool. Okay, so we're taking that. Let's go to YouTube and see where everybody's saying. People always say that I love my YouTube people, especially. Yes, I do, because that's where my money is. If 1 million people are watching me on Instagram, it don't go add €1 to my pocket. But if I let people watch my content on YouTube, it makes me grow. It earns me money. People don't dash me money on Instagram. People dash me money on YouTube. So naturally, where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. It's in the Bible. It's not me. Too much is given, much is expected. If they give me that much, I should give them back in return. That's why I'm like that. Excuse me. Lord Mayor say greetings, boss. Greetings to you. Deja Biona, where have you been? It's been a while. He said good morning. The boss of the young gunners. I like that. The underlining word there, the action word there is the young gunners. I like that part of it. And then let me say the red card now deserve one. Oh, I like Casemiro, but he too aggressive on him tackle. He should learn from Partey how to control midfield. I'm going to say some things about Partey. Later. Lord Mayor says Partey only 2 yellow card this season. Well, that's true. Lord Mayor say Potter should take Lukaku back and give him the confidence it will come good. Okay. Henry Morris says, good morning to the Sport Buffet family. Good morning to you. I think Lukaku did himself great evil when he granted that interview. Mentally, is now zero. You know how Benin people will say, no, I saw, no, I'm born, right? Now your man will save you. Now your man will kill you too. Benin people will there. If I not talk away, you know. Okay. I said, please, what's your YouTube channel, bros? Okay. Type Elegbete TV Sports. Okay. Elegbete TV Sports. It's that simple. ELEGBETE SPORTS. Elegbete TV Sports. Do what to subscribe and join the group of people that are making it happen. Okay. Fire me say, oh yeah, I go YouTube. 69 Lema said Lukaku should stay away from. So Lukaku is a Liverpool, or is worse than a Liverpool. I don't know. That one is like is a what's that thing that they do in America, like restraining order. This guy just gave Lukaku a restraining order, 1 million miles away from Liverpool. What's the distance? Even if Inter Milan is coming to play a match against Liverpool, Lukaku should not come with them. That's what that bros is putting there. That's a standing restraining order. I just gave Lukaku a restraining order. The other day I was talking with my American friend. We're talking about our app. And for those of you who's been like almost killing me about the app, the app is hopefully going to be on iOS this week. So the Elevator TV radio app is going to be on iOS this week. All things being equal, we've done everything: signed paperwork, written contract, done everything. So hopefully, from tomorrow or Wednesday, most likely, it will be up. We've done all the screening, all the tests, all the requirements that we need to. We've met all of them. So I'm just folding my hands and waiting and hoping that by Wednesday or Tuesday night, but Wednesday at most, we would be announcing that it's no longer only on Android. The app has been on Android since, and it's one of the best radio app you could ever have. It's going to be there. Secondly, we're also working on another show that would be running in the evening. It's a live 1 hour live show as well. And we're also open to people who, if you're around the neighborhood and you want to be part of the sports buffet in the morning, you want to be in the studio, now we're open to guests coming in. You can come in and be part of the show, just 1 hour. So we're open to that as well. Those people asking me why we're not allowing phone calls. We would, but we wanted to, because we noticed that once we allow phone calls, we lose the numbers, the focus on YouTube. We want that focus to grow. We really want the YouTube to grow. That's the place where we start. So I want to put all the focus on YouTube and see it grow to a very certain level. When I know that, okay, every day we're doing a live show, we are within the range of 100 or more, and then we can now go back to the conversation around saying, okay, let's do phone call or not. There's a phone. It's not like we don't have a phone. We bought a phone. We bought a phone for it already. There's another phone as well. We bought the Google phone as well. But we are just waiting for the numbers to be consistently up. The numbers on YouTube right now are still behaving like Liverpool. We want the numbers to rise, even if it is up to Manchester or Man City, and not even us now. Then we will not go to the phones, the phone lines as well. So it's not like we don't want to use the phones. We have all the setup ready, but we just want that to see how this can grow and sustain it generically before we move to the other side. Now let's move to the things that you guys have got to say. Also, Awari said that Mingo brought it up favorite, the YouTuber. The Casemiro red card for me was irrational because the challenge got the ball before the leg. Truth tackle was hard, but he should have just come off with a yellow card. That's what I thought as well. But I mean, the referees or the assistant referee, the guy in the VAR room thought differently, and that happened, and that's why I'm asking the question this morning. Adegbola Oluwaseun for me, he said, good morning, bro. Good morning. He said, for me, Lukaku here burn many bridges in Chelsea. So Chelsea should sell him, make some money. Now, my question to you, if I'm going to continue this is a follow-up question to that comment that you just made now. Who do you think will buy Lukaku, and for how much do you think Lukaku will be sold? Let's put that one swell. Henry Morris said, when you say Eddie is not the man to lead Arsenal attack, people didn't understand you. Rather, they say Martinelli has dropped form. Look now what has happened to Eddie since the acquisition of Trossard. Yeah, the thing about football is, I always say that in Nigeria and probably in Africa, everybody is a coach, everybody is a football expert, but not everybody is a doctor, not everybody is a lawyer, not everybody is an accountant, not everybody is a musician. But when it comes to football, everybody just think they know. And sometimes when you try to let them understand that this is the point, this is the reality, they argue with you, and then people are very quick, especially on social media. People are very quick to like throw insults and try to make you look like you don't know what you're saying. The truth of the matter is, I'm not against Eddie Nketiah completely, but I know that an Eddie Nketiah would have dragged Arsenal backward, would have made it almost impossible for Arsenal to win the league if Arsenal is going to win the league. And April is definitely going to be a very key factor to Arsenal winning the league, because those 6 games in April, they are crazy. Arsenal pretty much have some very good home games are going to the from now to the end of the season. 11 games more to go, if I'm not mistaken. And of those games, all the home games that Arsenal have got are pretty much winnable games. But you see, the thing about football is winnable games are the ones that people lose. I mean, look at look at Liverpool beating Manchester United 7-0. Who would have thought that Bournemouth will come and burn their mouth? Okay. I mean, you wouldn't think that Bournemouth will come, stifle them, cage them, wrap them up, and then beat them. You wouldn't think about that. Manchester United as well, after what they did in the Europa against Betis, you would say, okay, they will come into this game against Southampton and tear their opposition apart. Just when people say, oh, no. The reason, like I saw some Manchester United fan in the United stand, they were writing that the reason why Manchester United didn't play well, and I think they play well. I just thought they were not lucky. My own position, I might be wrong. My thought is that they played very well, but it was one of those days where the shots didn't go in. That because they went to Europa. But I said Arsenal also played in Europa. So what's the big deal about it? These competitions before you have a squad, you should be able to deal with it. But hey, people come up with different excuses and all that, and it's fine. I understand it, but when you make these excuses, make it make sense to me. Lord Mayor says. Stray bullets they hit at Liverpool. Eze Patrick, come save them all. And they cost for themselves. And this is might say good morning, Elebote family. Good morning to you. What shall it profit Liverpool to do the seventh heaven over Man United and then can't make heaven when you get to Bournemouth? Not the first time. The inconsistency of Liverpool is top notch. They should be given a plaque, an award for being the most inconsistent team right now. Adebola Oluwaseun for me says, if the referee in Leicester versus Chelsea game failed, to give Ricardo red card, when young man practically stamped on Joao Felix, uncle, I don't see how customer. It's Casemiro. Your phone is doing autocorrect from red card to customer. What? Deserves a red card, okay? Chooks Aswogu, my guy. He said, good morning, Elegante. Good morning to you. Because what is Senegal Football Federation doing? In 1 year, their men have swept AFCON, CHAN, and under 20 tournament. Is it just good fortune or what? I think it's good fortune. Now, I think it's good fortune. And I've seen a lot of people say things like, oh, corruption in Nigeria is killing Nigerian football. Hey, Nigeria, it's good fortune. This thing goes in circle. When Cameroon dominated African football over a period of time, I didn't see anything special that the Cameroonian Football Federation did. There was nothing special, no new stadium, no training facility. It just happened. A good generation of players just came in through the rank. Egypt as well, as good as we say Egypt is, there was nothing on ground. Like, you could see what France did with the Clairefontaine football facility that produced the likes of Thierry Henry, Nicolas Anelka, what's that guy? That's the guy that have Italian Argentine, David Trezeguet, and the likes, right? And then blessed with Zinedine Zidane in that generation. And then again, still coming forward up until now, you see what they produce. You've also seen what the Belgian football system have produced for them. You've seen what the Italian football system have produced for them. The Netherlands as well. But then you look at it, and I always ask people, if you talk about, doing something right, nobody does football right than the Netherlands. They have the best football academy across board for that team. If you see the players that they sell, as well as the Portuguese football system, the Portuguese football production system is incredible. That's why you see a lot of their young players individually go out there and they are matching up with anybody in the world. But just look at it, for instance. Their national team always struggle. The same thing with the Netherlands. Sometimes they don't even go to tournament. Does that not mean that they are not doing something? See, there's a generation of players that come through the ranks, and it just happened. When La Masia produced Fabregas, Gerard Piqué, Carlos Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, it felt like magic, like, there was something special. Everybody, almost every country was going to go get Bescola and put in their country. They were buying franchise, Barcelona Academy, La Masia, let's get into. Nigeria never produced one Messi, one Fabregas since that time, right? So it's sometimes a generation of players just come. I ask people all the time, when we won the Nations Cup in 94, I won the Olympic in 96, was it really what we did right? No, we didn't do nothing right. We just have a coach, Clement Vesta, who came, traveled around the country, big talent, And then we got lucky as well. But you see, the thing about luck, like I've always said here on this show, I've not seen anybody do nothing and get lucky. So you got to do something. But it is also not, because if it is a simple template, then you cannot take it, adopt to adapt, right? You cannot take it and then adopt it here and then adapt. But I don't think it's like that. They just have a generation of players. You see all these things that Senegal are doing now. They will still do these things and then go 10 years without achieving anything. It's just, say, fortunes in football go round. You understand? Go round. At one point you dominate, and then one point you stop. Nobody have better football academy than England. Their football structure is amazing. England have not won anything. So sometimes it's hard to really place a finger at it. You got a generation of players who are into this thing and they want to win together, and then they win. Look at the Chelsea team that won the Champions League in 2012 and the one that won it the last time. You'd agree with me that Chelsea have put a better squad together. I think that one of the best Chelsea squad that I've seen was that squad that had Edu Johnson and Aya Robben, Joe Cole, and the rest of them. They didn't win the Champions League. But, I mean, Chelsea have won 2 Champions League after that squad, you know. So sometimes you just get a generation of players who says, well, I mean, we're going to die here. It's what it is. So I think that it's just a generation of players that are inspired and decide to push their best for their national team. But I hope that people don't use that not to blame other country and say, oh, because this is not happening, that one is happening. Okay, Chooks underscore he said, good morning, Alex. Good morning to you. To hear your app is coming on iOS, which means more inclusivity. I've been doing that. See, I spent 3.2 million naira on that, so I've been on it since. It's just that iOS, I've just turned their back on us. But I think we've done all the things that we needed. I didn't know that you really need to get like notoriety, get court document, official document, fax it, send them to them, sign and send to them. I just thought that it's just the normal way with the Android, but then Apple is different, okay? So we have to do all that and then get all the American certification and the rest. So we're hoping by Wednesday it will be up. If they turn us down again, then I don't know what we need to do, but we're hoping. Okay, please consider my suggestion. So comment on your post, match analysis yesterday. Yes, I'm working on that. So that will be determined by numbers, right? If there is a certain number we'll get to, we'll be doing watch along. Watch along means that you'll be watching where you are, I'll be watching where I am, I'll be doing live stream, but we will not be showing the match because we don't have the right. I just got a strike, my first ever strike. So we are in YouTube jail as I speak with you. We're in YouTube jail from now to June 11th for putting a video clip that was captured with the phone of the Napoli goal, the first goal by Sferastrella, that has put us on a 90 days jail starting from today. So you know how, when it comes to copyright, it is a major issue, but we can watch together, mute the audio, but we have to have a number. It's not just me and you. Live stream is sweet when you have a lot of crowd, so we need to. That's why I was looking for membership, because my plan was to use the members to do it. So if we have like 20 or 50 members, so we watch along, right? And it will be very, very interesting. So it's not like we watch every game. We just pick particular games. It's okay. It's the Arsenal game this week. Maybe next week it's going to be Man United game. The other one is going to be Liverpool game. Then it's going to be Barcelona game. It's going to be Real Madrid game. Like that. That's the plan that I have. And it would really work well, when we watch a game for 90 minutes, live stream. It'll be nice. But we have to have increased numbers of people who want it and who state their intention for it, and then we'll work on it. All right. Abiola says, wrote something in Chinese that I don't understand. He said, hello all, Lukaku was proud. That was before fall. Nigerians have this proud thing. You know that I heard Taribo West did same to Hector Cooper. Same Hector Cooper, he threw his shirt at him when the Pastor Terrible, when he Pastor Terrible respect, okay, was his peak. Top 5 central defender in the world, okay. The thing is, when people say these things, you don't say this flip side. I don't think that Terrible West, people say that thing a lot. I don't think that Terrible West will pick up his jersey and just throw it at the coach. There are some things that are not right, but the story will be told and made it look like terrible is bad. I played under a coach who told me every single day for a period of time that I am in the country and I'm taking another person, their citizen's job, that I should go back to Africa where we eat with animals, right? Now, if I get angry and I throw shit at them, people say I'm proud. It's not proud. There are some things that people say. You don't know what coaches say to players. Coaches say all sort of rubbish. I remember interviewing Shea Olofijana, and he said something about Mick McCarthy, that there's no coach that uses curse word like that coach. But when you see him come out on TV, come out in press conference, kind of like think that that's like the nicest person ever. Same with Silas Ferguson, man. It's a crazy thing to work with coach. So I don't think that's it. It's got anything to do with being proud. And again, humility is a word that I don't understand. I don't think anybody's humble. I don't think that people when they are broke they form humble. I don't think anybody's humble. It depends on how you meet a person. You could meet a person at a particular time or phase in their life, and they'll be humble with you. Remember, the guy who's humble with you is arrogant to another person. The guy who is very, very meek with you is mean to somebody else. It's like a lion. A lion with the cubs is nice guy, nice lion. Lion to the sheep, it's a beast, a different beast. So that's how every human being is anyway. But Abiola went on to say, as for Casemiro, Man U is now well evaluated the way they should. Man U is now seeing fairness. Okay. Nothing they happen. However, what's with this red card anyway? They just won something, at least a cup in their bag, the league cup. Okay, I understand that. And then he says, Guten Abend. Okay, that's German. He say, I agree with you. When there is no proper academy, then there is no sustainable development. This is beyond football. Okay, that's what it is. 69 Lim, I say, I saw that post and I was hoping you don't get the strike. Yeah, no, the thing is, the funny thing was that I told everybody around me that it's not going to work. Say, no, let's do it like it work. Other people are doing it. I said, listen, the good thing is 3 strikes, right? So we can get 1 strike to prove to everybody. Because sometimes when you're working with a team and the team wants you to do X, Y, Z, and you keep saying, no, we can't do that. People think that you are too much of you're scared, you're a coward, or you're too strict to certain ways. You're stuck in your ways. And so sometimes it's okay. You know what? What's there to lose? Get 1 strike, stay in that jail for 90 days, and then you come out, and then everybody now realize that, okay, you really know what you're saying, right? Because we're in this together. Okay, let's do it. We did it, and man, it rose up to like 9,000 views. And once your views unusually rise up, everybody's gonna be like, who got this? Who had this content? What's special about it? And then that's what happened. And well, now everybody is calm and say, okay, this guy know what he's saying. Abiola says, boss, so I go like work with you on interpretation and translation level. We did together. Okay, that'll be fine. Where are you exactly? Your location is going to be very, very important. Means nothing that happen. You can pray about it too, Baba. I don't pray about things like this. I take a decision and I'm straightforward about it. God, that's why God gave me a brain, So if it is something of mutual benefit and value, why not? I don't need to pray about it. That's just the truth. I pray about things, but I think God give us a brain and he knows that we have to take decisions. Yeah, I used to have a staff here who comes to the office and he prays in the morning. I was like, but you always come to work late. What kind of God are you praying to? The God that you're praying to. Does the God agree that you should come to work late and then you start praying and hold everybody to ransom and start praying? And I stop it. Some people think, oh, this guy is not godly. He doesn't like people praying in the office. No, I don't want people praying in the office. Pray in your house. But live a godly life. Your life should be an example of what kind of prayer you freaking want to come and pray here. That's the way I see it. Okay, I don't go to church. I don't go to church. I tell people, I used to. I was born and raised in church, but I don't go anymore because church is business. I don't stress my time going to a business where people are lying. Like God told me to. God told me. God not tell you not to. Shut up. You're defrauding people, manipulating people. Okay, that's the topic for another day. So Vicky said, why is that there is no code of conduct and work ethics to guard against coaches bullying players, since there is a contractual agreement binding both players and coaches. So this is how it works. A lot of things are probably unwritten, right? There is a code of conduct, treat everybody like humans and all that. But you see, the thing is about football is coaching is actually a dictatorship. Coaching is not a democracy. It's not I bring an idea, I suggest it to you, and then you tell me how you feel, your response. No. Coaching is not your line manager. It's not your line manager that comes and say, oh, this is what I think we should do. The management has spoken to me. We should do this. And then you come and put your... No. Coaching anywhere is a dictatorship. So it's regimented and it's military-like. So for you to fit into a football system, you have to be ready for all of those shit that comes in. It's like when you go to a military parade and you hear that word, obey the last order. When you move, I move, you shoot, I shoot, blah, 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 blah. They talk all those things, but it's the last order you're waiting for. The in-between from obey the last order to your father is an Indian, your mother is a this, you come from one family, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Abba Turner. What you're going to respond to is about Turner. Every other thing in between is the shit that comes in this job. So, and then again, you really can't complain that much. Let's be very honest. Footballers are the most fortunate people in this world. You do a job, you get adored, you get paid over the top, above what any other person earns, doing more than you do. I don't think you're going to complain about one coach treating you like shit a little bit, one coach stressing you. I don't think you're going to complain. You're going to learn how to have a thick skin and move with it. I mean, you get depressed sometimes, you get frustrated sometimes, but hey, that's why you make a lot of money. Everybody in the world will want to have that kind of depression, that kind of situation, and make the kind of money that sportsmen and women make. It's the truth. People will not like it, but it's the truth. And I know that some people who create a utopian society in their head will disagree with me, but it is the truth. Okay, so that's just it. Coaches, the word of the coach is law. A good coach, like a top-rate coach, will not coexist with player who, like you have to negotiate terms. All those things are all this roadside analysts tell you it doesn't have good man management. No. The first sign when I look at a coach, the first sign I look out for is can he sack players? That's how this is a good coach. Remember when Pep Guardiola came to Manchester City? They just won the league title the previous season, so it was a very difficult matching into that dressing room was difficult. But guess what? The best goalkeeper in England, Joe Hart, the England #1 goalkeeper, he fired him, and all those guys, all those players, he started kicking them out one after the other. Everybody was like, "Who do that?" That's what a good coach does. People are like, okay, you don't know what you're saying, but that's what a good coach does. Because what you do is a coach comes in, and the first thing is you ruffle feathers. You make the room uncomfortable for people. You touch the untouchable. You slice them, and then you start a new order. So it's called, for 10 laws of power, it's called divide and conquer, right? You unsettle their nerve center. See, coaching is like war. It's like playing chess. It's like war. Players are like hyenas, right? They sense you when you're afraid. So they sense you when you're afraid. Coaches, on the other hand, are like bulls. A bull have a height that they attack. If the animal or the person is sleeping flat, a bull will never attack it. If you go higher a little bit to the level of their nose, they will attack you. So coaches wants to see themselves higher than you and then leave you on your own. But if you come into that dressing room and you think you want to prove to the coach, let it be a schoolboy, that I'm a big boy here, where I want to hear, hey, I'm my bile, you're going to have some problem. Every time a coach is unable to tame those kind of players, it happened in Chelsea, AVB, and a few other coaches, they get fired. But once you show up, you got to bend the bamboo, break it, and let them understand that I am the head nigga in charge. Anybody watch Lean on Me growing up? One of the best school movie made by Morgan Freeman. You can go back and look for that movie, or go watch Coach Carter. Now, as much as you love your players, you have to be a dictator. You know, the relationship between me and my children is democratic. They can negotiate. They can say, Daddy, no, we don't want to do that. Oh, Daddy, we don't want to sleep by 8. We want to sleep by this. My son can walk up to me. He's 10, going to be 11 in April. He can come up to me and say, Daddy, it's weekend. I don't want to sleep now. I want to stay till 10 or 11. And I'll be like, okay, no problem. It's fine. It's good. I would let it. In coaching, it's not like that. Light out is light out. Okay, you've got to obey laws. Laws are set up, and you got to obey it, whether you like it or not. Victor said, "Thank you for the explanation." Abiola says, "Elegbete, you're right. We must learn a lesson. Where does the power lie?" Okay, so the same way the coach is also like Parker. I always say that Scott Parker was his own problem. You know, when he was at Bournemouth, he was talking too much. A coach should also know when not to speak, when to protect the organization, when to be a company man. Just like, let's use Arteta as a perfect case study, or Jose Mourinho when he came to Chelsea, when he let Crespo go, Mutu go, all those players. It wasn't because he was a bad guy, but those guys were the guys who were going to be the problem in the dressing room. Just the same way Pep Guardiola, when he came to Barcelona, Ronaldinho had to go, Deco had to go, all those players, and later Eto'o had to go. Not like they were not good, but they were going to be the problem because these guys were pretty much super successful before you came. And if you don't manage to kick them out and build your own success around the new set of players that you have, these guys are always going to dictate for you when they come to training, when they don't come to training, when they play match, when they don't play match, and you don't want that. So you've got to be able to bend some people. In the words of Jose Mourinho, famous quote, he said, the ocean does not pass through the forest without cutting down a tree, or you can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. It's that simple. That's the way I like it. Me too, I'm that kind of guy. When I coach a team, I'm going to look at, okay, who's the best player here that is a troublemaker? I have to check it. Who's the guy? Who's the Peter? Who's the guy that can lead everybody? Who's the guy that can cause rebel? Who's the guy that can unsettle this dress, that can seize this dressing room and take it hostage? That's the first guy that I kick out, because once you do that, the rest will fall in line. This guy, if he sack this person, when Arteta came in, Ozil had to go, and that's a hard decision because they were teammates, right? They played together, so it's supposed to be I want our boys. Kick him out, and then Aubameyang won him the FA Cup. You could say Aubameyang single-handedly won him the FA Cup. Rewarded him with a good contract. Again, he showed fairness as a coach. He showed fairness. Aubameyang, the idiot, took it for granted and began to play with it. Guess what? That was a trial because the other players in the team were watching. If you can't deal with Aubameyang, then there is something wrong with this coach. Then everybody cannot do what they want to do. And then, within that window, Guendouzi, Torreira, those guys were you could see the misbehavior coming because their captain was misbehaving. And leadership is by influence. Anybody you influence, you lead. And anybody you lead will do almost the same thing you do. Let me give you a good example. Look at, if you follow Pastor Paul Adefarase, look at everybody in House on the Rock. They preach the same way. The same way. Look at Redeem. They all talk the same way like Adeboye. Look at Deeper Life. They all talk like Kumuyi. Look at Christ Embassy. Everybody who's a pastor or leader want to perm their hair. They want to marry yellow woman. They all want to bleach their screen. Its leadership is by influence. So they're watching. Okay, our captain is able to do this and get away. I'm going to do it. So once you cut the captain to size, everybody now realizes that, hey, this coach might be a newcomer, but he's a bit work. Some of us will leave Arsenal and we're going to go play for a relegation threatening club. Let's sit up and, fight in. Okay, it's not surprising that all of a sudden a Granit Xhaka that is every game is going to pick up a yellow or red card. It's not as clean as a whistle. It's the leadership that they have. And it doesn't waste time to say it. So that's what coaching is about. It's a very difficult job. Coaching is not an easy job. Let's be very, very fair and honest with them. It's not an easy job. And sometimes when anything happens, I always take side with coaches. And people's like, why are you always taking side with coaches? Because playing is an art. Sometimes you're naturally gifted. All you need to do is just find the discipline to work in your fitness, and then you are good. Coaching is an art, it's science, it's military, it's everything, because you work in strategy, you're managing human being, you're managing your bosses, you're managing your players, and then you're psychologically analyzing your opposition and even your team, knowing who to pick and who to drop, and something could be happening in their private life that could affect performance on the field. You have to know all that. Players don't care about that. Hey, I need to play and get my money. And sometimes you go into the field, you're not even giving your best, but because you're selected and you want to earn that money, you go there and play. So it's different, but it is what it is, man. Let's go back to what's the last comment now. Abiola, today you are the guy of the do. It says, however, what do you say about Balotelli? Tell me a coach who controlled him. Balotelli was a bull. Mancini controlled him very well. Mancini understood him, know him, and then controlled him. I think Mancini was the best coach he ever played under, and also gave his best performance. But Balotelli, for me, it's not really that of a bad person. It's just, so the thing about life is, and I always tell my wife about my children, and that's like, okay, we need to constantly expose them to big arena, big places. Like, okay, let's go to a cool hotel, not because we have the money. Let's go to these places. Let's go to these places, because the lack of exposure sometimes would make them suffer amongst their peers growing up, like in the future. So I think that Balotelli, one, being the first black man to really be a major player in the Italian Serie A, having dealt with poverty and racism growing up, a man is a product of his environment. So he was damaged even before football. Football is just the good thing about his life. But the damage of his life, it's like when you, as a man, a very good man, you go and marry a girl that is a stepfather have serially raped, teachers have serially raped, church leaders have serially raped at different times, and then neighborhood gang are serially. And don't say that there are not people like that. There are. And then you start struggling in the marriage. Your sex life is not working because every time you try to touch her, she's thinking of all the people that have raped her. So she's not yielding the way you want somebody to yield. You'll be struggling like you are the one at fault, or she's not even responding. But that's not the truth, because psychologically she's in a place where it would take God to pry her out of that place. And then you're not married to that. You married a damaged cargo, okay, damaged product. And a miracle you need. So Balotelli is one of those kind of players that is really seriously damaged. And I think that Mancini, being an Italian who also understands the component of Italy, was able to manage him and show him love. And you know what? You know why it was easy? If the kind of people who destroy you, one of them is not loving you, it's easy to understand that love, because you now know that, oh, this one is separate, this one is different. But then the others just expect a certain standard from you, a certain output, a certain performance from you. And once you're not putting it, they cut you down. But Mancini treated him differently. So I think Mancini got the best out of Balotelli. Of course, we know how he's heading eventually. Well, you will still call him a success. He won the Champions League. He won league in different countries. You call him a success, whether you like it or not. Jose, the special one, the only one, the one respect for him. Okay. And then he said, Abego Baba, bleaching is not what I will first remember with Pastor Chris. So that's a man of God. That's you. What you remember is different. I'm telling you what other people do. People around him do. It doesn't mean that because you do not remember that, it doesn't mean what I'm saying is not the truth. Two truths can stand side by side. That's the truth. Bleaching and perming of hair is the common denominator with Pastor Chris and his pastors. It's a common denominator. It doesn't remove the fact that he is the best teacher of God's word, okay, of his generation. It doesn't remove that fact. But that is a common denominator. It's not an insult. It's just a reality. Like you come and say, I forget that. No, that's not an insult. That's the reality. It's a fact. Okay. I said that's a man of God, a special healing, gift of the Spirit. What's that, sir? I love your comparison. Okay, thank you very much. Say amongst pastor respect, bros. Okay, so let's come back to YouTubers and say what they're saying there. I did a lot for my say. Even Chelsea has been more consistent than Liverpool. Yes, at least we know where Chelsea belongs. Win or lose, Chelsea still is at number 10 Downing Street. Yes, They love that place. You know, that's where the Prime Minister of England is, number 10 Downing Street. So Chelsea just say, okay, well, we are both London together. If the guys at Westminster can be number 10, why can't we also be in number 10? What is bad if we choose to be number 10? So that's what Chelsea are taking as their best position. So I wouldn't really, have anything to say about Chelsea rather than just respect them because they are consistent. So let's just say don't be a Liverpool, but be as solid as a rock like Chelsea. Abidemi Olugbenga is a Faremi 14 year. Okay, different names, different places. Oye Oyeride is a Buenos Dias Oga SA. Please, Oye, speak English. Stay with English. Don't put me in trouble. I say I speak in tongue. I don't say I speak a Jaga Jaga language. Additional of my say Senegal has done well. There must be something they are doing on grassroots that has speed up in all level of their football. First, there is no infighting that we know of. Okay, their scouting system is working. Well, let's keep it going. Arsenal is really has the champion stuff right now. Casemiro is really passionate. England is a thin line in his kind of football. In Spain, he would not have gotten a red card. He would not even tackle like that in the first place. Well, I can understand that when you come from Spain to England at the twilight of your career, the game in England is a bit faster, and that speed, okay, could also be the thing for marginal error. But I feel for him because I think he's a good player, and I don't think he's a rough player who just kind of like go out there to go kick people, break people's leg. I thought that yellow card should have stood anyway. And DJ Lavoma said Lukaku should just beg Inter Milan to buy him. Inter Milan are not ready to buy. They're not ready to spend that money on a player like that. Olamati said this is a way back at they try win La Liga. Naim they won the dot point because of referees scandal. Now, wow. Well, from what I heard, some people say that some people have gone behind to make sure Barcelona doesn't win the league. That if Barcelona win the league, it will be an indictment on the league. I don't understand what type of indictment that is anyway. But let's see how it goes. I've got two more minutes to the end of this show, and I've not read all the messages. The round is Erik with Hello, Barcelona, and 1-0 victory is looking more of intention than coincidence. Could it be that their plan to win the league still be good one, though, so long it gives them the trophy? The line I just said Casemiro red card was a 50-50. Some may or not give it. Okay, it just needs to be more careful next time. He went off the ball to the player's leg, so it's not like he went unintentionally. That's what I worry. I told Eze Patrick not to run away after that Manchester United match, but now he don't go. That's what I worry. Went on to say Casemiro has gotten more red card in his life than in Madrid. Like I told someone, if it was an English player, he might not even get a yellow, not to talk of a red. Okay, you have a point there. And then he went on to say, Senegal is really taking full advantage. The stability in their FA is along the good fortune. All this is not English now. Keep us in. We had ours in the 90s, but politics and all made it waste. 1994 and 1996, that was all. Okay, Olarawaju says Liverpool can only surprise themselves now. Remind me of a certain type of Arsenal team under Wenger where they can beat and be beaten by any team at all. Okay, one moment they are winning Barcelona, and next they are losing to Wigan or Bolton Wanderers. Yeah, that was the bad days. The bad days of me not loving and respecting Arsene Wenger. Still don't. Anyway, I'm trying to interview the man. I'm wondering how that interview will go. I'm that guy that always criticizes. They say my numbers are not many enough. His management team says if I get up to 50,000, initially they said 1 million. Now they've agreed. I won't kid them with me. They say if I get up to 50,000 subscribers, they would work the interview. So I'm looking. I hope they don't change it. I'm also trying to interview Sadio Mane. I really want to interview Sadio. All these questions that you are asking, I also want to ask Sadio Mane. But they say my numbers are not good enough. That's why I'm begging you people. Please help me grow this subscriber base so that I can interview some big names. Lewandowski, I would have interviewed Lewandowski before I even went to Barcelona, but my numbers are not good enough. So please, guys, help me. Help me to grow. I mean, if I get 100,000 subscribers now, the kind big interview when I going to see for this channel. When I say when I going to wonder, I could interview Ronaldo. Who knows? Yeah, that may I say, boss. Portugal squad of 2004 Euros and Portugal squad of 2016 Euros too is an example too. Will you rate Portugal squad of 2002 World Cup as the best in your opinion? No. I think that the one of the best Portugal squad that I've seen was the one that went to the Euros in 2000. Okay, the Belgium and Holland 2000. That squad was held up Pastiga, Luis Figo, Recus. I think that squad was fantastic. I think I love that squad. But hey, sometimes people are judged based on what they win. And once you win something, it means that you're better than the squad that didn't win. Take, for instance, my favorite Nigerian Super Eagles team was the Ghana Nigeria 2000 squad. They didn't win the Nations Cup. The 2013 squad that was, neither here nor there won it. So when we judge Nigerian history now, they'll judge the 2013 squad above them, even the 1994 squad. And when I say this, it brings a whole lot of controversy. I'm not a fan of the squad of 94. I'm not like, that squad was just there, right? I still rate the 2000 squad as one of the best. Okay, but hey, this thing can let people shoot me, so I don't like even saying anything about it. Okay. What's it called? Digital might say YouTube is very delicate. It is not an easy business, so it is not easy. Yeah, it is not. It said you know he the guy the guy what come break person. African players they try you they go through a lot. Go and read some of Ulisses' book and see how coach Sama, the coaching bench. Just go and read our Ulisses' book. It will give you a better perspective and it will make you respect a lot of the African players. And that thing still goes on. Imagine Amokachi wrote a book. Joe Roy told him that he hates black people at Everton. But I mean, he won the FA Cup with Everton, and it was crazy. So sometimes people don't understand what black players face playing in Europe. They just think, they form, how you play. It's more than that. It's more, way more than that, because you're dealing with a whole lot. Sometimes the management of the club would tell the coach that, look, the plan this year is to give our country, especially 2 years to a World Cup. The focus is more on their national team players than any foreign players, unless you are super good. And that's something that people don't realize. So that's why I keep saying, what could fix our country? Leadership is key. That now wisdom. Sometimes let them see the consequences, the one that will not cause damage, for the adapters to learn and stick to making calculated risk. Yes, that's leadership. Because sometimes when your team come and say, "Oh, hey, we are working so hard, we're not getting progress, and we need, if we do this on that channel, they do them. Why we not go do them?" And you try to make them understand, like, I forget, bros, so they fear, bros, not get, Sabi do this thing, and mates, they make progress. Okay, let's put a small one so that we don't put ourselves in foreclosure. And then it happens. Now everybody now they hide their face on bush. Lord may I say, Man U fans don't finally humble. I've been there, I've been the year title race, but now all of them online they talk about top four now. It's Patrick finally showed up. He say, Gosulawari, free me. And this I say, boss, you just they shoot straight bullets. Says, okay, no wahala. It's Patrick, no verse. We just love you that like that. And this I say, you said it well. Coaching is dictatorship, not democracy. Now, coach, they get fall at the end. That is why I respect coaches. It is the most difficult job. Yeah, additional for my say, boss Patrick. I just call now. Mr. Patrick said, not just coaching, even in different industries of life, a good boss has to maintain standard. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Mr. Patrick say, you all should wait till we smash Madrid 5-0. Seriously, this boy is high on some smoke pipe, some exhaust pipe from generator. The Mikano generator, now the guy is smoke now. Lord Mayor, he said, boss, Victor Sime vest last match as the coach remove him, especially as he no score, but it's not good. It's 133 million. You don't understand. Score one more goal, he gets a bonus. So he needs that bonus. He reached the verse. Say African players, our bills are plenty well. People where they depend on us plenty well. Okay. We already they say good morning, or guys say good morning to you. What a nice weekend of football. Arsenal are really coasting to the title. Chelsea also seems to be coming back gradually. I think so. Spoke Spanish earlier, and you write Spanish, you didn't speak. Henry Umoru say, where is the emperor? Emperor don't they do some other things. I hear say one babe, they capture your attention, they take and they play, they clean the cylinder for them. Henry Umoru say, bros, from the 11 games left, which are the most difficult ones for Arsenal? I think the Liverpool game, the Man City game, and maybe those two. But I don't judge football like that. I think that every game is it's very, very difficult. Arsenal needs to win every game going forward, but also hope that referees will not manufacture penalty kick for Man City out of nowhere like they did on Saturday with the Crystal Palace game. That tackle by Olise, I don't think it's one penalty, especially with the ball in a City player's leg. They should have played advantage. That happened in the center of the field, play advantage. So I wonder why they didn't play advantage. But hey, Arsenal's destiny are in their hand. That's a good thing. And I like the way they played against Fulham after the gap was cut to 2 points. They played that game with intention. I like the way the look of Arsenal right now. The fact that multiple players can come in and play. There's no one player that they are depending on. Sometimes Saka can go off. Trossard is running the game. Trossard can go off. Martinelli is running the game, and then Martin Odegaard, and then what's it called, Ben White, and the rest of them, and then the solidity at the back is awesome. Arsenal have been very, very lucky with injury as well. The timing of the injuries have been very, very good. Daily Man, I say, Eze Patrick, you were not fit beat Bournemouth. One go beat Madrid 5-0. Now your dealer, I believe. Avila say, like they say, lentamente pero seguramente, slowly by slowly. Okay. But what are I speak in tongue with your own writing? Are you Kosamo? Hey bro, what's up? It's been a while. A teacher Lavoma, he said La Liga has had more red card shown than the Premier League, Bundesliga, and Serie A combined. Does that not indicate that officiating in La Liga is more stringent? Yes, it is stringent but accurate. That's a difference between, you see, when they give those red cards, people don't come out to complain. There's no like, oh, you watch the game and you feel like, oh, there is no. But it's stringent, and you know that this is the thing is in the Premier League, it's not consistent. So a foul that somebody will commit in one game that will be waived on. Look at the Arsenal Bournemouth game. The amount of handball that they even have to go to VAR and still say it not be penalty. In other games, they go down award penalty. So you kind of like wonder, like, where do we stand? Hey, I'm Stratiko, my guys. I remember I visited this shop. Our food is good. Follow Abstratiko on Instagram and go and eat there. Their food is very, very good if you look at quality food. That's one place to go. Just like Crust and Creams in VI. Okay? So you have to look at the consistency. It's the consistency that is the problem, not necessarily the number of cards. If they are consistent, that's something that will happen to one team, you would say play on, and then another team, you will not, come and be forming erudites, and that becomes a problem. Okay, so on the final stretch, G. Abiona says that Portuguese team was mad. Yes, Pinto brothers, Abel and Xavier and Co. I think that's my favorite Portuguese team. I like that Portuguese team a whole lot. Emmanuel Cisse Casemiro sending off was too harsh. Eze Patrick, it's 11 games to go, 5-point lead. Arsenal might just do this. So Mona wait. Let's get past April. April is the difficult part. If Arsenal go through April, 18 points to play for. If they get 15 out of 18, they are champions. If they get 18 out of 18, it's nothing to argue again. That one is a done deal. Eze Patrick say, like they say, this is football, anything is possible. And then it went on to say, just like Liverpool beating Madrid 5-0. Okay. The biggest fear that comes to my mind when I think about this Arsenal run into the title is that Liverpool team that Gerrard slipped up against Chelsea. So I don't want a situation whereby we'll get to one place and one player will not slip up and will lose the title. But I like the focus. I like the robustness of the Arsenal team. Another good thing about the Arsenal team is that goals come from everywhere in this team. So it's hard. This team reminds me of the France team that won the World Cup in 98. It's hard to pinpoint one person and say, if you lock down this player, the team is dead. I mean, you could lock out the player and then they make a substitution and the team is playing with a different dynamics. Arsenal overall have been the best team in the Premier League this season, but nothing is won yet, and everybody needs to understand that. Having said that, this is where we come to the end of the show. It's been a wonderful time. I've enjoyed myself. I don't know about you guys. Like I promised, I was going to give the extra minutes that was lost. It's 1 hour, 4 minutes now. And I'm going to come and beg again. Please, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do well to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And when we put our content or go back to our old content, watch and comment. Share with your friends. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Tell them to come and subscribe. You know, when we started, there's this thing we used to do. We just take somebody's phone and subscribe. Please help us to do that. See, the bigger we get, the more we'll be able to do certain kind of interviews. I don't want to repeat the same cycle of it. You don't want to see me interviewing audio all the time. You will get bored, right? You don't want to see me interview Casemiro all the time. You'll get bored. I want to do some big interview, out of Nigeria interview, but those interview requires you proving that you have the numbers that match what those people are looking for. Unfortunately, we don't have it right now, and it's holding us back. So please, we need you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us push it and let it grow. Imagine we get to the numbers where people like AFTV is at right now. You know how it would be nice. First off, we'll increase our workforce. We'll employ more people. We'll give a lot of people a job. I still believe that one day we would be having reporters like Sky Sports in every stadium, every state where there's an NPFL team reporting. We'll have a 1 hour show where we give you daily news on the league called Around the NPFL. But our numbers have to grow for that to happen. It's not a project that we're thinking about. We already know how to execute it. It's just numbers that we're waiting for. So please do well to subscribe, like our content, comment on our content, and share amongst your friends. Once again, my name is Idafi Manchester. You love to come in the Level Sports. I've had fun today. I don't know about you, but if you haven't had fun, please find a way to have fun. Like I say to people, do exercise, free your mind from bad things that are happening so that you can live long, and check your heart rate, check your blood pressure, check your health. We take care of our phone, we take care of our cars, we take care of a lot of things, but I noticed that we don't take care of ourselves. And then check up on your friends. Okay, it's not enough to be high and chat. Check up on your friends. Some people are dying in silence. They don't even have anybody that they can talk to. They're not looking for money. They just need somebody to talk to. Be that person that they can talk to, and don't go and gossip them after they talk to you. Thank you, and have for yourself a wonderful day. Abiola says, I enjoyed myself. Thanks a lot. Slick Jude, you say, guys, please share the link on your social media platform. Thank you very much. I am humbled by the support and the love. God bless you, and have yourself a wonderful day.
My name is Frank Idemudia Alapa. That's my name. Talking sports is my game, and I am the great.